Vikings coming into the ball game with a record of 9 and 6, 3-1 in Region 5 4A. Meanwhile, Heritage Lady Hawks are 10 and 5, 7-0 in Region 1 AA. Lady Vikings they've won 2 out of their last 3. A couple of pretty big wins coming up. They beat Brookstone on the road on Friday. Monday fell against Harris County, a much larger squad in the MLK Showcase here at the Land. And then on Tuesday, beat Strong Rock 37-33. Lady Vikings roster a little short tonight. Kamora Jones, Mo Jones is sick, so she will not be in action tonight. And meanwhile, Grace Smith is still recuperating from that knee surgery, so they're dressing out 6. Zanaya Crouch will be in the starting lineup, along with Rebecca Baker, Jayla Kendrick, KK Jackson, and Jayla Moore. As for the Heritage Lady Hawks, their starting lineup, Bailey Seymour, a senior guard, Aaliyah Walton, another senior guard, Bailey Arrington, a freshman point guard, joined by Maya Reshaw, the forward. She'll be jumping center along with Lucy Downs. She's a freshman. So the two teams have met once before, third game of the season for the Lady Vikings, and in that one, they came up with a win, 37-30. So here we go, getting set to get started. Referees for tonight's game, Carlton Kelly, Dan Hewley, and Janine Martin. As the starting lineups are being announced here by the announcer here. Remember, Pacelli, as I mentioned, 9 and 6 on the season, 2-time defending state champions. A big roster shuffle after some great players graduated and moved on. With head coach Brian Thomas trying to put his team together, see what kind of a run they can make. So here we go as we get set to get things started. As I mentioned, jumping center for Heritage will be Maya Reshaw, the freshman, will jump center for Heritage. And remember, this first quarter brought to you by Carol Purdue, your local State Farm agent who supported Georgia-Alabama Sports Live from the beginning. Give her a call today as she's the biggest State Farm agent in East Alabama, but has customers on both sides of the river. All right, Dan Hewley getting ready to toss it up. Jayla Kendrick will be jumping center for the Lady Vikings. And here we go. Possession goes to Heritage to get things started. Bailey Seymour over to Bailey Arrington, the freshman point guard. Trying to set it inside, and the pass picked up by Zanaya Crouch. Scramble for the ball. Heritage winds up with it, and they once again retain possession. So here we go, the second try for the Hawks. Pacelli playing tight defense here. Trying to go inside, pass batted away, and that's Jayla Moore coming up with it. And the Lady Vikings bring up court. Jayla Kendrick over to Zanaya Crouch. In the corner, KK Jackson, baseline drive. She is fouled on that drive. Maya Reshaw coming up with the first foul of the night. And it'll be a 2-shot foul for KK Jackson. .7:22 in the first period. And KK Jackson getting the Lady Vikings on the board by hitting the first of the free throws. The Lady Vikings trying to build up a little bit of momentum going into the final few games of the season. A nice non-region win would look good here. Jackson hitting her second. So 2-0 Lady Vikings. And here comes Heritage. Lady Vikings setting back up. Not contesting the ball being brought up court. Arrington slinging it over to Bailey Seymour. Seymour top of the key. Back to Arrington. And that is Reshaw. Her shot misses. Rebounded by Jayla Kendrick. Kendrick bringing it up court. Pushing the KK Jackson to the corner. She drives the baseline. The pass to Rebecca Baker in the other corner goes wild. So they turn the ball over. So here comes Heritage. The Vikings setting back in a 3-2 defense. Not pushing it too hard. Remember, they have a short bench. Sent inside. Scramble. Jayla Kendrick coming up with the ball, tying it up. Players go flying. That was Bailey Seymour getting slung to the court. The possession arrow to the Vikings, so they get possession on it here. 6:41 now here in the first quarter. 2-0 Pacelli. Lady Vikings looking to add to that lead. KK Jackson sending it back to Zanaya Crouch. Kendrick. Jackson in the corner. Into Rebecca Baker at the top of the key, kicking it back to Crouch. Crouch driving. That's Jaylee Kendrick. Baseline drive. Nope, will not go. Rebound to Lucy Downs. Are talking to head coach Justin Stevens, getting set up. The second free throw does not drop as well. Kendrick to Crouch, across the timeline. Lady Vikings setting up their offense. Kendrick along the far boundary, over to Crouch. Crouch looking, back to Kendrick in the corner. Kendrick baseline drive, whistle, and they call it for traveling. So Heritage gets the ball back. 5:49 here in the first. 2-0 Lady Vikings. This is not going to be a run and gun game, to say the least. Heritage with 8 on the roster, and the Lady Vikings with 6. Somebody's going to try to stay out of foul trouble here. That's Seymour. Her pass over to Reshaw. Goes wild and into the crowd. Pacelli gets possession of the ball. 5:25 remaining now. Lady Vikings see what they can do by getting something going here on offense. Rebecca Baker guarded closely, sending it inside to Jayla Moore, but she loses the handle. Olivia Walton comes up with it. She gets tripped up in the backcourt. And a foul on Kendrick, her first. So here we go, Heritage. Across the timeline. In the paint, Reshaw. That's Bailey Seymour hits the bucket. Game tied 2-2. Pacelli trying to get it back and trying to push it up court. They turn it over. Reshaw up court, and the pass from Bailey Arrington goes wide, and they turn the ball over. So Pacelli getting the ball back. It's a 2-2 game. 4:42 in the first quarter. Low-scoring contest. Crouch to Jackson. Jackson looking for more. Moore kicking it back out. Kendrick for 3. In and out. Rebound by Reshaw. And she brings it up court. Across the timeline, Arrington. Arrington fires up from the tray from outside the arc. Nothing but net there. Arrington, first points of the night. It is 5-2 Heritage. KK Jackson back to Kendrick. Crouch guarded closely. Jayla Moore. Moore back to Crouch. Crouch driving, and she gets the drop. Her first bucket. 3:33 remaining, a 1-point game. And lineup change here. Madeline Mead, sophomore guard, coming in to replace Bailey Seymour. Olivia Walton coming out. Inbounds to Reshaw. Reshaw to Mead. Mead, long shot, no good. Rebound by Seymour. Kicks it back out, and it is Bailey Arrington, her second tray of the night. She's got 6, 8-4 Heritage. KK Jackson on the drive, little scoop shot. Drops it in. She's got 4, 8-6 now. Heritage setting up. Reshaw at the top of the key is called for traveling. She tried to kick it back out to Bailey Arrington. Took one step too many. So Lady Vikings down 2 with 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Trying to see if they can even it up or do a little bit better. Zanaya Crouch over to KK Jackson. Inside, Jayla Moore from about the free throw line. Her shot is a little bit short. Goes out of bounds. Hawks taking possession. Neither team having much luck shooting from the outside, though. Arrington has hit those 2 trays from outside the arc. And that's the difference in this game so far. Heritage sending it inside. That's Arrington. Sling it over to the other side. Mead. This time to Seymour. Seymour driving to paint. She is called for traveling. So Pacelli getting the ball. Hey, Georgia Alabama Sports Live is excited to announce our partnership with Coca-Cola. We're proud to welcome Coca-Cola as a presenting sponsor and an essential part of our team as we grow into the future. Classic taste, timeless memories. We're officially a Coke company. All right, Lady Vikings trying to see about tying things up. Rebecca Baker from outside the arc. Off the rim, out. Last touched by the Lady Hawks. Bailey Sumer almost came up with that rebound. Contested there by Jaylee Kendrick. Another substitution here. Olivia Walton coming back in, and Maya Reshaw stepping out. Lady Vikings inbounding. It's Jaylee Kendrick driving into the paint, loses the handle. The Hawks come up with it, pushing the ball up court. And a scoop shot and in for Bailey Arrington, who's got 8 points already here in the first quarter. Crouch loses it, dribbled it off her foot. And that was Downs who managed to come up with it. Her layup will not drop. KK Jackson coming up with the loose ball to Rebecca Baker, but the ball batted away back to the Hawks. Bailey Seymour setting it up. Arrington sending it inside to Olivia Walton, and the bucket is good. It's 12-6. Pacelli trying to see what do a cut into this lead. Inside, Jalen Moore, the ball batted away. Last touch by Bailey Seymour. Zanaya Crouch inbounding it to Moore. Moore, and fouled there by Olivia Walton, her first on the day. So Lady Vikings will inbound. 1:08 here. They're down by a score of 12-6. Crouch will inbound it. Jackson in the corner. Kicking it back out. Moore over to Crouch. Baker in the corner for three. Nope, off the rim. Rebound, Jaylee Kendrick battled for. Instead, KK Jackson winds up with it. Her putback drops. Jackson was 6 on the night. That cuts it to 12-8. Pressing now in the backcourt. Jayla Moore tight on Olivia Walton, who managed to get past her. She dribbles it past, sends it inside. Zanaya Crouch coming up, picks off the pass, but she's standing right next to the timeline. Right to the end line. Steps out of bounds, so Heritage retains control. The inbounds to Seymour. Seymour to Arrington. Arrington. Shot clock difference is about 5, maybe 6. Thinking about it, no go. One step too many by Olivia Walton, turning it over. So the shot clock gets turned off. 27.3 remaining. It is 12-8 Heritage, and a substitution. Jayla Moore comes out. Haja Wilson coming on in. She is an 8th grader. The lone sub on the bench for the Vikings today. KK Jackson back to Crouch. Crouch thinking about it. Kendrick to Crouch over to Baker, but the pass almost picked off by Bailey Arrington, but it goes out of bounds. Good defensive hustle. 13.3 remaining now here in the first quarter. Rebecca Baker will inbounds to Crouch. There's KK Jackson thinking about it. Driving the paint. She's hit and gets the drop and the foul. Nice bucket by KK Jackson with 7.4 remaining. Nice play there by Jackson, and that set things up here. And a free throw to make a three-point play. She does indeed drain it. That cuts it to 12-11, final seconds. Can Heritage get a final shot off? Jackson with the steal, and not quite. Close, but not quite. Almost getting it, but Pacelli, big play down the stretch. to cut it to 1. After one quarter, Heritage leading 12-11. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week at Pacelli on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends.
And we're back at the land. Heritage leading Pacelli 12-11. Second quarter getting underway. Heritage with the first possession. And Lady Hawks sending it inside, kicking it back outside. Lucy Downs for 3, no. Rebound by Jayla Kendrick. Kendrick pushing it up court. KK Jackson driving the baseline and gets the drop. Jackson, 10 points on the night. And it is 13-12 Pacelli. Setting it inside, Renshaw in the game, turns around, won't go. Battle for the rebound in the paint. Who's got it? And jump ball called. And I believe Heritage will have the possession arrow. Nope. Up, whistle. And the referees. Oh, timeout called by Heritage. All right, let's take a quick break here. You're watching Pacelli basketball on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Back at the land. 7:26 remaining here in the second quarter. Pacelli's Lady Vikings leading the Heritage Lady Hawks by a score of 13-12. Pacelli bringing the ball up court. Zanaya Crouch across the timeline, looking to set things up. KK Jackson. Kendrick over to Crouch in the corner. Nope. Inside Jayla Moore. Back to Crouch. Crouch. To Moore. Moore in the paint. Loses control of it. Bailey Arrington pushing it up court. Slings it ahead to Olivia Walton, but she takes one step too many. A travel. So Heritage unable to convert the turnover. Head coach Justin Stevens not real happy with that. Trying to do a little bit of extra coaching here. I mean, Heritage comes into the game with 7 wins in their last 8 contests. They're on a pretty good roll here. Pacelli working it around. Jackson in the corner. Jay foul on number 3. That is Bailey Seymour, her first foul of the night. Zanaya Crouch, the senior, the point guard. First of her 2 shots. Back of the rim, no. And a substitution, Helena Willis coming in for the Lady Hawks, replacing Olivia Walton. Instead replacing Bailey Seymour. Crouch with her second free throw attempt. That one goes. Crouch 3 points on the night, 14-12 Pacelli. Lady Hawks taking her time, bringing it up court. Arrington across the timeline. To Reshaw, back to Arrington. Reshaw kicking it outside. A 3-point attempt from Helena Willis will not go. Scramble for the ball. Let's see who gets possession of this one. And they're saying it's Heritage. I think they tied it up and Heritage had the possession arrow. Arrington inbounding it. to Walton. Walton back to Arrington. Arrington in the corner. Another tray. She misses this time. Lucy Downs with the rebound, and she is fouled. And the foul is called on Zanaya Crouch, her first foul of the night. Only the third foul of the evening on the Lady Vikings. Inbounds, Helena Willis for three, wide open. Off the back of the rim, rebound Downs. She tries to heave it across to Bailey Arrington on the side, and it goes into the stands. So, the Vikings getting the ball on the turnover with that 14-12 lead. Rebecca Baker. Back to Crouch. Crouch set it up. KK Jackson. Baker in the corner. Ball batted out of bounds. Olivia Walton reaches in and slaps the ball away, but she last touched it, so Pacelli retains possession. 5:35 remaining here. Tight ball game, 14-12. Jackson inbounds to Crouch. Back to KK. Crouch set it up. Driving, kicks it back out. Baker, no, back to Crouch. This time it's Jayla Kendrick. And took one step too many. She faked the three, shuffled her feet just a little bit too much on the drive. So Heritage getting the ball. 5:26 now to go in the first quarter. Again, both teams taking their time bringing the ball up court. Maya Reshaw. Back to Arrington. Arrington tries to set it inside and is picked off. KK Jackson driving the ball up court, pulls up. Jayla Moore back to KK. KK driving. She's hit. Ball's not going to drop, but she draws the foul. And the foul will be on Willis. That's her first. KK Jackson with 10 points in the first quarter. Looking to add to it here. First free throw. Ooh, rattles out. Here's Jackson's second attempt. That one rattles out as well. Kendrick, though, rebound, and the ball's batted. And good defense there by Olivia Walton. And the ball last touched Kendrick. So Heritage takes control of this one, down 2. 5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Arrington to Reshaw. Reshaw driving. The freshman trying to go in the paint. Won't go. Rebound, scramble, and it is Zanaya Crouch that comes up with it. Crouch pulls up to Baker to Kendrick. Kendrick driving. Bringing it back out again. Crouch, top of the key. Reset. And her pass is picked off by Arrington, and Arrington drives. The layup will not fall. Scramble for the rebound. They call a jump ball on there, and the possession arrow is with Pacelli Lady Vikings. So 4:24 remaining, 14-12. Pacelli 2-point lead, trying to add to it here. Crouch taking it across the timeline. Setting up the offense. KK Jackson kicking it back out to the top of the key. Baker now on the near side. Moore, Baker swinging around the edges, and this time it's Kendrick with the drive, and she gets the drop. Kendrick, her first points of the night, and it's 16-12 Lady Vikings. Reshaw. Up ahead to Walton. Walton from the corner. That shot ain't going anywhere. And rebound goes to the Vikings. Kendrick driving it up court. Fouled. She's fouled. Will not drop, though. And the foul is called on Lucy Downs. That's her first of the night. So Kendrick will go for the line to shoot 2. First one falls. And timeout called by Heritage. So let's take a break. You are watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Glenn Smith Chevrolet, let's kick off 2026 with a bang. We will not be undersold. Powerful full-size Chevy Silverados up to $13,750 off. Rugged mid-size Chevy Colorados up to $9,000 off. Enjoy no payments until springtime. Get your lowest price guaranteed today. Smart people from all over the USA come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
And we're back here at the land. Pacelli leading this one 17-12, taking on the Heritage Lady Hawks as the Jeopardy theme comes to an end, which means it's time to get back out on the court and get things going. Lady Vikings looking for a second straight win, of course, after beating Strong Rock on Tuesday 37-33. And, of course, they beat Heritage in the first meeting between the two teams back in December. They won that one by a score of 37-30. Jayla Kendrick to the line for her second of two. And it falls, nothing but net. She's got 4 on the night. And it's now 18-12 Pacelli. Heritage bringing the ball up court. Maya Reshaw, the freshman, kicking it back to Bailey Arrington, back to Reshaw. Arrington cutting into the paint. Nice pass. She loses control of it. But they say it's last touch by the Lady Vikings. Heritage retaining control. Nice pass inside to Arrington, but she was covered by two Vikings in double coverage. And so she lost the ball, but they retained possession. And that shot blocked by Jayla Kendrick going the other way. Rebecca Baker has the ball taken away from her by Lucy Downs. Downs to Arrington. Arrington across the timeline. Guarded closely by Baker. Reshaw. Firing it up from way out there, no go. Rebound, Seymour. She kicks it back out. And her pass inside, somehow Arrington comes up with a Reshaw inside, and Madeline Mead wide open for the easy lay-in. That cuts it to 18-14. Lady Vikings lead now down to 4. Got 2:43, 2:42 going now here in the second quarter. KK Jackson. Over to Zanaya Crouch. Crouch. Moore. Over to Jayla Kendrick. Baker in the corner. Gets it back out of there to Moore. Moore driving the paint. And will not go. And they're going to say Heritage ball. And a substitution. Bailey Seymour coming in. Madeline Mead coming out. Oh, it's a Pacelli ball. All right. Zanaya Crouch will inbound for the Lady Vikings. Looking for somebody, getting close here, and she does not get the ball away. They call the 5-second time on her. Good defense by Heritage. Crouch could not find anybody to inbound the ball to, so the Lady Hawks bring it up. 2:24 left, down by 4. Maya Reshaw inside, pass knocked away by Jayla Kendrick. Scramble for the ball. The Vikings do wind up with it. Zanaya Crouch to Kendrick. Kendrick for 3. No. Rebecca Baker coming up with the rebound. Kicks it over to Moore. Moore is hit and foul on Lucy Downs, her second of the game. It was not a shooting foul. So Pacelli will inbounds. 2:04 remaining here in a half. Lady Vikings up by 4. Crouch to Baker. Baker along the perimeter, loses control, gets it to Jayla Kendrick, and Kendrick is fouled from behind by Olivia Walton. Her second of the game. So that's 2 fouls on Olivia Walton. And the Lady Vikings are in the bonus. So Kendrick will go to the line. Be a substitution in a moment here. Madeline Mead is down there at the scorer's table. First one from Kendrick falls. That gives her 5 on the day. Olivia Walton coming out with those 2 fouls. here's that bonus. Kendrick, back of the rim, rims out, in and out. So Heritage bring the ball up court. They're trailing for 19-14. The pass batted away by Jayla Moore. Moore winding up with the layup. She gets fouled. That'll be a two-shot foul. The foul on Bailey Seymour, her second. By my count, they've got 3 players with 2 fouls. First shot for Moore. Rims in and out, no go. Tough one there. So Jayla Moore looking to see what she can do with this second shot. Vikings up 19-14 with under 2 minutes to go here in the half. Moore's second free throw. That one goes in just fine. Moore's first point of the night. 20-14 Pacelli. Heritage pushing the ball up court. Maya Rishaw had ideas, but her pass is a little bit wide. So the Lady Vikings take over after the turnover. 6-point lead, trying to see what they can do about adding to it. Zanaya Crouch across the timeline. Jayla Moore, Kendrick. There's Crouch, and there's KK Jackson sending it back to Kendrick. Rebecca Baker from the corner, her three, no good. Rebound, Bailey Arrington. Arrington bringing it up court for the Lady Hawks. Looks like she wants to keep it herself. She does. He dishes it off to Walton. Walton loses it in the paint. Manages to get the shot up. Rebound, Hawks. And it's Arrington. Kicking it back out. And that is Olivia Walton. Her three, bank and in. Her first points of the night. And it's 20-17. 103 left here in the half. Zanaya Crouch, top of the key. Sending to Moore. Baker from the corner. That one, rims in and out. It's a good look. Rebound by Rishaw, but she is fouled. That'll be KK Jackson's second foul of the game. And Paige Wilson come checking in for Jackson. Lady Vikings cannot afford to get into foul trouble. They only have one extra on the bench tonight. All right, 45 remaining here in the second quarter. Heritage down 3, trying to see what they can do about evening things up. Rishaw drives, mid-range jumper, air ball, and it's Jayla Kendrick coming up with the rebound, bringing it up court. Kendrick driving, dishes it off to Crouch. The shot, no go, and it's Rishaw with the rebound. 20 seconds remaining. Whistles. And Jeannie Martin checking with the scores. All right. Heritage inbounding. Rishaw on the perimeter, driving toward the paint. And that's Seymour, who hits the three. Or excuse me, Olivia Walton hits the three. 6 points on the night. Game time. 3 seconds left. Can the Lady Vikings get the shot off? Kendrick, her shot rims in and out, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. So, couple of late threes by Heritage. That knots this game up at 20-20, turning into a good contest between Pacelli and Heritage. All right, well, let's take a break. We are at halftime here, and you're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back at the land. Halftime. The Pacelli Lady Vikings and the Heritage Lady Hawks knotted up at 20-20. Let's take a look at the way things went in the first quarter. For Pacelli, leading the way, KK Jackson, 11 of the 20 points. Meanwhile, Jayla Kendrick with 5, Zanaya Crouch with 3, Jayla Moore has 1. On fouls, though, the problem is KK Jackson's over half the points. She also has half the fouls. She has 2. Rebecca Baker with 1, Zanaya Crouch with 1, and Jayla Kendrick with 1. So KK Jackson, the only one in foul trouble for the Lady Vikings. Remember, they only have 1 sub. As for Heritage, Aaliyah Walton and Bailey Arrington each have 8 points. Both of them have hit a pair of trays in the contest. Madeline Mead with 2 points, Bailey Seymour with 2. That's all the scoring. In foul trouble, though, Bailey Seymour has the 2 points. She's got 3 fouls. Olivia Walton also has 2 fouls. Lucy Downs with 2 fouls. So they've got 3 players in foul trouble, and they only have 8 on the bench. So there's not a lot of room for error for either ball club. They both have to come out and play clean basketball as we go into this thing. Knotted up 20-20. It's a whole new ball game. We've got 16 minutes to decide this thing if we're going to do it in regulation. All right, Heritage will have the first possession. Maya Reshaw driving and kicking it back out. Bailey Arrington to Lucy Downs. Downs, and the ball taken away by KK Jackson. Jackson driving, will not fall. Rebound, Zanaya Crouch. She brings it back out, and they're going to start the offense again. Jackson driving the baseline to Rebecca Baker in the corner. Baker kicking it back out to Kendrick. Kendrick driving, KK in the corner. Thinks about it, no. Zanaya Crouch kicking it back out to Baker. 9 on the shot clock. Crouch. Kendrick for 3. Yes. Jayla Kendrick draining the 3. 8 points on the night for Kendrick. And it is 23-20 Pacelli. Big shot there. And Justin Stevens calls a timeout. He wants to kind of reset things. Less than a minute into the third quarter. All right, let's take a break. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Perdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, the first and original presenting sponsor on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. And a pretty good ball game here. 7 minutes, 8 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Pacelli leading the Heritage Lady Hawks 23-20. Heritage with the ball, trying to set things up. Maya Reshaw to Bailey Seymour. Seymour sending it inside. Not happening. The Lady Vikings with the steal. And Jayla Moore getting over to Rebecca Baker in the corner. KK Jackson in the paint. She's double teamed and coughs the ball up. Bailey Seymour driving, tries to put it up. No go. Good defense by Jayla Kendrick. Pacelli pushing it down court. But Zanaya Crouch's pass is picked off by Bailey Arrington. Arrington stops off the rim. No. Maya Reshaw, though, with the rebound, and she puts it home. That's her first 2 points of the night. 23-22 Pacelli. Zanaya Crouch setting up the offense. KK Jackson on the near side. Her pass to Kendrick is picked off. Scramble. Lucy Downs retains possession, and Heritage gets it out of there. Shot by Olivia Walton. Long, no go. Rebound up and no. And the foul. That foul. The foul was on Jayla Moore, her first of the night. It'll be a 2-shot foul. First one up and in. And here comes the second free throw attempt. And it drops in 2. That gives Bailey Seymour 4 points on the night. And they take a 24-23 lead. Pacelli setting things up. Crouch to Baker. Baker inside is cutting Jayla Kendrick. Kendrick, one-hander, won't go. She gets the rebound. The second shot won't go either, but she draws the foul. And the foul looks like it's on Maya Reshaw. That'll be her second. So Kendrick at the line, shooting 2. First one off the front of the rim, no go. Still discussing with that one. Not happy with that first shot. All right, let's do it to make good here. Kendrick's second free throw. That one's nothing but net. So Kendrick with 9 points on the night. Game tying up at 24. Heritage bringing it up court, crossing the timeline. Reshaw. Kicking it back to Arrington. Arrington setting things up. That's Seymour. Seymour back to Arrington. Seymour for 3. Off the back. Reshaw rebound. Put back does go. Reshaw with 4 points on the night. 26-24 Heritage. Here comes Pacelli. Moore driving. Kicking it back out to Rebecca Baker. To KK Jackson in the corner for 3. Off the rim, no good. And foul called. That's on Jayla Moore, her second. Over the back. An attempt to get the rebound. Olivia Walton checking out. Checking in for Heritage, Madeline Mead. Bailey Seymour brings it across the timeline over to Arrington. Not a lot of motion going on in the offense right now. Over to Mead. Back to Arrington. Bailey Seymour inside to Reshaw. Reshaw, offensive foul. Great job by Jayla Moore. She takes the offensive foul. That is the third foul on Maya Reshaw. She remains in the contest. 4:23 third quarter, 26-24 Heritage. Pacelli with the ball. Olivia Walton up, goes over to the scorer's table. I'm guessing she's going to go in for Reshaw. KK Jackson driving the baseline. Oh, it will not go. Reshaw coming up with a rebound. Ahead to Madeline Mead. To Bailey Seymour. Seymour set the offense. Reshaw. Seymour. 16 on the shot clock. To Arrington. Arrington. Back to Seymour. They're letting it go down. The shot clock down to 8-7. Mead in the corner has the ball slapped away. Arrington with the ball dribbling too. They're not going to be able to get the shot off. And a shot clock violation. Turnover. Pacelli gets the ball. Good defense by the Lady Vikings. Coming up to slap the ball away with the shot clock draining. The Hawks were never able to set up anything. So here we go. Pacelli down 2. 3:30 remaining in the third quarter. Pass to Rebecca Baker. Off Baker's fingertips. And the ball gets turned over to the Lady Hawks. One of those unforced errors. Unfortunate. Bailey Seymour for the Lady Hawks, kicking it over to Arrington. Arrington. Back to Seymour. They're letting the shot clock run. Didn't work out well for them last time. Let's see what happens here. Slinging it over in the corner. Aaliyah Walton kicking it back out. Downs to Seymour, and one step too many by Bailey Seymour. That's a turnover. Lady Vikings get the ball back. Just a tick over 3 remaining. 26-24 Heritage here. Zanaya Crouch to Baker. Jayla Kendrick now over to Jackson in the corner. Jackson driving into the paint. The shot, the runner does not go. Rebound, Jayla Moore, it won't go either. Bailey Arrington coming up the rebound, pushing it up court for the Lady Hawks. And that is Seymour. The one-handed hook doesn't go. Jayla Kendrick, she pushes it up court. And Jayla Moore gets the two. Her third point of the night. Game tied 26. Pressure now from the Lady Vikings. Running a half-court trap. And the Hawks manage to get up court. And it's Bailey Arrington for three from the top of the key. That's her third tray of the night. Wow. 11 points for Arrington. Hawks by three. Lady Vikings trying the three. That's Zaniyah Crouch. And one hop, nope, not quite. Rebound goes to the Hawks. Jayla Moore almost comes up with the steal, and she upsets Seymour enough that Seymour double dribbles. Good defense there by Jayla Moore. Pacelli getting the ball back down three. 1:58 remaining here in the third quarter. This contest has gone back and forth. Pacelli was up by 7 at one point. Heritage was up by 6. 2-point game. Kendrick kicking it back out. Zaniyah Crouch, baseline runner, will not go. KK Jackson fighting for the rebound, but nope, goes out of bounds. He was battling Olivia Walton. Last touch by Jackson, so it is Heritage ball. Lady Vikings defense pressing now. Contesting the inbounds. It does get into Arrington. Arrington driving into the paint. Ball scrambles. Vikings playing tough defense, but Seymour driving, no go. She gets her own rebound in the paint, puts it back up, no go again. Jayla Kendrick. Lady Vikings pushing it up court, trying to change the flow of this thing. Kendrick, the runner, a little bit short, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Heritage. And a substitution. Hazel Wilson coming in for KK Jackson. Jayla Kendrick thinks about a three instead of baseline drive, put it up. She was being pressured hard by Bailey Arrington. But the ball goes out of bounds, last touch by Arrington. Pacelli retains possession, 1:20 remaining now. Inbounds, Jayla Kendrick. Kendrick loses the handle, but it was batted away by Olivia Walton, so Pacelli still has the ball. 1:16 remaining, 29-26 Heritage. Zaniyah Crouch inbounding it to Jayla Moore. Moore. Kendrick in the corner, looks like she wants to do three, drives the baseline, kicks it back out to Baker, around the perimeter. This is Zaniyah Crouch on the drive. No, a little bit too much force on the layup. Heritage gets the rebound, but Crouch on defense manages to bat away. A scramble. And in the hustle, the Hawks called for traveling. Lady Vikings turning up the pressure now, down three, under a minute to go in the third quarter. Jayla Moore taking it across the timeline. Rebecca Baker jumping around. I'm wide open. The pass back and forth, and the pass to Moore, stolen and driven for the bucket by Bailey Arrington, who's got 13. It's now a 5-point game. 30 seconds remaining now. Moore to Crouch. Back to Jayla Moore, inside to Wilson. Wilson, her layup will not drop. Rebound. Lady Hawks who push it up court, and Helena Willis with the driving layup. It's now 33-26 Heritage. Under about 10 seconds to go. Lady Vikings who have the last shot here. They want to make the most of it. Jayla Kendrick driving the paint, and it will not drop. Rebound. Battling for it as the time expires before anybody can get the shot off. And that is the way things look here at the end of the third quarter. Heritage with a big run. They take a 33-26 lead after 3 quarters. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Glenn Smith Chevrolet, let's kick off 2026 with a bang. We will not be undersold. Powerful full-size Chevy Silverados up to $13,750 off. Rugged mid-size Chevy Colorados up to $9,000 off. Enjoy no payments until springtime. Get your lowest price guaranteed today. Smart people from all over the USA come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
And we're back at the land. Fourth quarter, Heritage leading Pacelli by a score of 33-26. Hey, tonight's coverage brought to you by the Houston Clinic, a presenting sponsor on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. World-class orthopedic care right here at home. All right, the Pacelli Lady Vikings trailing by 7, trying to put together a little run here to start the fourth quarter, get back in this thing. They were down by 6 earlier in the ball game and did it and took a 6-point lead, but here they are down by 7 again. Game of runs suddenly. Rebecca Baker trying to send it in the corner to KK Jackson. And there was some confusion. Ball gets batted away. It looked like Jayla Kendrick. So Heritage will get the ball. Lady Vikings starting to press here now. Trying to contest it. And steal. Lady Vikings steal. They call a jump. KK Jackson came up with the ball, but they ruled it was tied up. And so possession arrow to Heritage. So here we go. Everybody's setting up now. No press now. Setting back into a zone. Heritage keeping the ball out on the perimeter. Looks like they're burning clock. Shot clock down to 13, 12, 11, 10. Arrington. They're not giving her a lot of room to work. Reshaw sending it over to Seymour. Seymour's shot, nothing doing. Taken. Jayla Moore. Moore with the rebound, driving the length of the court. It will not go. Heritage coming up the rebound. That's Bailey Seymour. Seymour double teamed. Good defense. And they call a jump ball, and Pacelli should have the possession arrow. Rebecca Baker and Zaniyah Crouch doing a nice job. Z came up with it, coming up with the turnover. 33-26, 6:49 remaining. Pacelli trying to get something going. Crouch inbounds it to Jayla Moore. Moore across the timeline. Inside, Kendrick to Baker in the corner. Back to Moore. Moore stops, drives, tries to hit the short jumper. Does not drop. Battle for the rebound. Gets kicked out to Zaniyah Crouch. And the pass to Kendrick goes awry. Goes out of bounds. Heritage ball. Good hustle by the Lady Vikings. Zaniyah Crouch tried to kick it back out to Jayla Kendrick, but she overshot the pass. 6:26 remaining. Heritage a 7-point lead. A three from Reshaw. No go. Ball last touched by Jayla Kendrick, who was battling for the rebound with Olivia Walton. So Heritage ball. Arrington inbounds it. That's Bailey Seymour. Bringing it back out to the top of the key. Arrington. They're burning clock now. 15 seconds. Arrington firing up the three. She misses. I think it's the first three she's missed all night. Rebound, Jayla Kendrick. Kendrick dribbling across the timeline. Down the sideline. Driving all the way to the paint. Her shot blocked by Reshaw. Maya Reshaw doing a nice job on that. But still Pacelli ball. Zaniyah Crouch will inbounds. And she gets, the pass is picked off by Lucy Downs. The Reshaw to Downs. Downs fires it up, no go. Rebound shot. That was Bailey Seymour, and Seymour is fouled. Who gets charged with the foul here? Ooh. That's foul number 4. No, excuse me. Foul number 3 on KK Jackson. So Seymour misses the first. Not even close. So it remains a 7-point advantage for Heritage. Seymour with one more shot from the free throw line. That won't go either. Rebound. Jayla Kendrick. No. Rebound went to Olivia Walton. Walton inside, and it is Seymour who hits the deuce in the paint. She's got 6 on the night. The lead is now 9, and time has been called. 5:39 remaining here in the fourth quarter. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
At Glenn Smith Chevrolet, let's kick off 2026 with a bang! We will not be undersold. Powerful full-size Chevy Silverados up to $13,750 off. Rugged mid-size Chevy Colorados up to $9,000 off. Enjoy no payments until springtime. At your lowest price guaranteed today. Smart people from all over the USA come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back to the land. Remember, we're going to be handing out the Alex Quinney Allstate Good Hands Player of the Game a little bit later on, but we got a little bit of game to go. 5:39 remaining. Pacelli trailing by 9, 35-26. Lady Vikings looking to rebound here. Zanaya Crouch over to Jayla Moore. Moore driving along the sideline. And let's see what the call is. Looks like it's a foul. Foul called on Olivia Walton. That is her 3rd of the game. Inbound. So Moore again along that far sideline. Kicks it back out to Zanaya Crouch. Z passing over to Jayla Kendrick. Back to Crouch. Crouch to Rebecca Baker. Baker to KK Jackson in the corner. She drives the baseline, kicks it back out. Kendrick for 3, and it sticks. It's got stuck in the rim. So it'll be Heritage ball. Somebody have to get it out of there first, of course. First try, no good. One of the Heritage boys players ran over there and tapped the ball and got it back into play. So here we go, 5:07 remaining. Pacelli trailing 35-26. Pressing now. Inbound stolen by Zanaya Crouch. The 2 will not go. Rebound by Walton. Heritage retains possession. Kind of a hurried layup, and it just would not drop. Heritage pushing it up court. Lucy Downs for 2. Downs, her first bucket of the night, and now it's an 11. It's now an 11-point game, 37-26. The Vikings pushing it up court. KK Jackson in the paint. No go. She's surrounded by 3 or 4 Lady Hawks. She gets the rebound, and the timeout is called by Coach Bryant Thomas. All right, so let's take a break once again. You are watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. Hey, make sure to follow Georgia Alabama Sports Live on all social media platforms for the latest updates on local sports in our area. Don't miss a game. Subscribe to all our pages today. The Pacelli Lady Vikings find themselves in a little bit of a hole. 4:38 remaining here in the fourth quarter. They're down 37-26. Heritage putting on a big run here late in the third quarter, early in the fourth. Bailey Arrington has been the key for Heritage. She's got 13 points a night to lead all scorers. All right, Pacelli. Jayla Moore for three from the top of the key. No go. Rebound Heritage. They bring it up court, but the pass slung by Maya Reshaw, a little bit too much, out of bounds. Pacelli will get the ball back. Pacelli needs to get some offense going. It's been a while, to say the least. They've only scored 6 points in this half. Zanaya Crouch across the timeline. Loses, she dribbles it off her knee, but she managed to retain possession. Over to Jayla Kendrick. Kendrick driving a baseline. The runner, she is fouled. And let's see who it's on. That's Maya Reshaw. That is her fourth foul of the night. The freshman has been a big presence inside. She only has 4 points, but she has been key in their defense. That means Olivia Walton is going to check back into the game. Walton down by the scorer's table. She has 3 fouls of her own. Walton's got 3 and Seymour's got 3, and Reshaw has 4. Jayla Kendrick to the line. The first of her 2 shots. First one rims in and out. And Walton checking back in, and Reshaw coming out. Lady Vikings need to hit those free throws. There have been a couple of games where they've had all kinds of problems from the charity stripe. Getting hot here would make a big difference. Second one's good. Kendrick with 10 points on the evening. That cuts it to 37-27. Defense, KK Jackson with the steal and the bucket. KK with 13 on the night, and now it's 37-29. Again, pressure, and again a steal. Lady Vikings, Jayla Moore this time, bucket, no. She will not get the bucket and the foul, but she does draw the foul. Foul on number 5, Olivia Walton. That is her 4th of the night as well. So 2 of their top players with 4 fouls. 3:53 remaining. Pacelli down 8. Need the free throws right here. Jayla Moore. First one. Rims in and out. Ouch. Maya Reshaw and her 4 fouls checking in. Madeline Mead coming out. So here comes Moore. She only hit one of her 3. This is her 4th free throw. She only hit one of the 3 so far. Second one good, so she's 2 for 4 from the line, 4 points on the night. 37-30. The Lady Vikings looking to run they looked like they were going to run a trap of some sort, did not. Sending it inside. The ball will not drop. The shot from Olivia Walton, and a foul is called. Foul is called on Lucy Downs, her 3rd of the game. Heritage's got to worry now. They've got 2 players with 4 fouls and 2 players with 3 fouls, and they only have 8 players dressed out tonight. All right, Pacelli bringing up court. Crouch crosses the timeline. They're down 7, 3:30 to go in this contest. Crouch for 3. It was tipped a little bit by Arrington, but KK Jackson winds up with it in the paint, throws the shot up. She goes sailing, but there's no foul called. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Pacelli inbounding. Zanaya Crouch gets it into Jackson. In the paint, the drive will not fall. Rebound, Heritage. Bailey Arrington bring it up. Double coverage, and a steal by Jayla Moore. Moore taking in for the layup, and it falls. Moore with 6 points on the night. Pacelli's cut it to 5 with 3 minutes remaining. Contesting the inbounds. Timeout called by Justin Stevens. So the Pacelli Lady Vikings going on a 5-0 run here to get back in this bad boy. 3 minutes remaining. We'll take a break. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
At Glenn Smith Chevrolet, let's kick off 2026 with a bang. We will not be undersold. Chevy Traverse with 3-row seating up to $7,250 off.
Back at the land, the Pacelli Lady Vikings on a 6-0 run to cut the deficit to 5. They trail 37-32. 3 minutes, 3 seconds remaining here in regulation. The Heritage Lady Hawks have seen that double-digit lead disappear. Pacelli's got the momentum. We'll see what happens from here. Trying to run a half-court trap. Doesn't work. Walton from the corner. The three will not go. Pacelli with the rebound. Jayla Moore pushing it up court. Ahead to Zanaya Crouch. Z stops, pulls it back. Jayla Kendrick thinks about three. No, kicks it back to Crouch. Moore driving the paint and no go. Reshaw with the rebound. Heritage with the ball. They bring it across the timeline. They want to kill clock, but that leads down to 5. Pacelli trying to see about a defensive stop. Drive does not go. The rebound, that does. Bailey Seymour with the bucket. She's got 8 points on the night. And Jayla Kendrick. Can't tell if it's a cramp or an ankle or something. She comes hobbling off. Paige Wilson's going to have to come in the ball game. Jayla Kendrick going over to get checked out. Here in a Jack Houston injury timeout. All right. Pacelli bringing it up. Trailing by 7. Jayla Moore. Inside, KK Jackson to Paige Wilson. Wilson's shot. She is fouled by Olivia Walton. And that will be her 5th foul of the night. She is done. Olivia Walton fouling out of this contest. She has 8 points. A 7-point contest. 8th grader Paige Wilson is at the line, shooting the biggest free throw she's shot all year. First one, off the back of the rim, no good. 39-32, 2:03 remaining. Here's Wilson's second shot. And yes. Paige Wilson with the point, her first of the night. 39-33. Tough defense. KK Jackson almost comes up with the steal, but not quite. But it's not quite. Rebound, KK Jackson. Jackson to Zanaya Crouch. Remaining in the game in a 6-point contest. It's a 2-possession game, but Pacelli needs a stop now. You also need to burn as much clock as possible. And defense contested, the pass contested. Maya Reshaw and KK Jackson whistle. And a foul is called on KK. That is her 4th foul. Jayla Kendrick, she limped off. She's back in. KK coming out of the ball game. Jackson, 13 points, a leading scorer for the Lady Vikings. No, she's staying in. Paige Wilson is coming out. So the 8th grader comes out. The big guns are in there. Inbounds. Shot no good. Rebound. The second shot won't fall either. Rebound, Jayla Kendrick. Kendrick bringing it up court. 1 minute remaining. KK Jackson hanging on to that one. Ball was loose for a second. To Rebecca Baker in the corner, and Baker cannot retain possession. The pass was just a little bit out of her reach. Nothing she could do about that one. 39-33, 51.4 left. Heritage up by 6. Pacelli desperately needs a stop. It's a 2-possession game, but you're looking at 2 trays or 2 3-point plays. Inbounds to Bailey Arrington. Arrington guarded closely, but Zanaya Crouch with the steal. She trips and falls. That was a great defensive play by Zanaya Crouch. She stepped forward, and her feet went out from under her. It's a travel. Heritage gets the ball back. 46.2 left. 6-point game, 2-possession game. Pacelli trying to play some tough defense here. Inbounds. KK Jackson contesting. And who gets the ball? Inbounded. And on the inbounds, There was a whistle and a foul. And the foul is on Maya Rishaw. That will be her 5th. She is done. Heritage has had 2 players foul out. Their bench is now down to 6. Lucy Downs and Bailey Seymour each have 3 fouls, so that's probably not going to happen. But 2 of their best players are done. So Pacelli inbounding the ball. 44.1 left. 6 down 6. Jayla Kendrick driving the baseline. Her puts it up. No go. Rebound. Heritage. But the ball is stolen. Is taken. Nope. On the defense. The pass. Jayla Moore contesting. Thought she had the ball. She has been called for her 3rd foul of the game. Heritage retaining possession on this. They are not in the bonus, however. Lady Vikings are in the bonus. Heritage is not. Heritage inbounding. And a whistle, and all right. Here comes the inbounds. Bailey Arrington, guarded closely by Zanaya Crouch. Crouch pushing her, but she gets it across the timeline. Arrington in the corner. That's Helena Willis. Air ball, rebound Heritage. Bailey Seymour with it, and she is fouled by Jayla Kendrick. That's Kendrick's 2nd foul of the night. The Vikings and that puts Heritage in the bonus. And so they're going to take a break. 21.2 remaining here in a tight contest. You're watching the Beck Center game.
The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
All right, back at the land. 21.2 seconds remaining. Pacelli trailing Heritage by a score of 39-33. It's a 2-possession game, but Heritage going to the line. They're in the bonus now. Bailey Seymour, who scored 8 points on the night, is at the line. Pacelli needs a lot of help here now. They played some great defense. They were down at one point by 11. They cut it to 5, but they haven't been able to get any closer. The first shot, no good. So here we go, the second free throw from Bailey Seymour. Second one, does not go either. And Jayla Kendrick coming up with the rebound. Kendrick pushing it down court as she must, driving the paint. The shot, she's a little bit underneath, too underneath for it to fall, but she is fouled. And the foul is on Madeline Mead, her first. Jayla needs to hit the free throws here, but they are down by 6. 15.2 left. Every point is precious. Kendrick's first shot goes. That's her 11th point of the night. 39-34. Kendrick with one more here now. Moore and KK Jackson better be ready for a rebound if that's necessary. No rebound on that one. Kendrick nails it. She's got 12. 39-35, a 4-point game. And KK Jackson with some defense. Jackson taking the chance. She's got 4 fouls. She ties it up. Possession arrow goes to Pacelli. So Pacelli with the ball, down 4. Inbounds. Jayla Kendrick. Kendrick driving. In the paint, puts it up, will not fall, but a foul is called. So with 8.9 seconds left, Jayla Kendrick will go back to the line. And a foul is on Bailey Arrington. That's her first. She's literally the only player who's been on court doesn't have a foul. Kendrick's first shot. Pancake hits it. 13 points for Kendrick. That cuts it to 39-36 with 8.9 left. This is getting interesting now. Here's Jayla's second free throw attempt. And no, rebound to Heritage. And Bailey Seymour gets fouled. And the foul is on Zanaya Crouch, her second. It's a 3-point game. Heritage and Pacelli both have had their struggles at the free throw line. 2-shot foul. 6.8 remaining. What Pacelli needs is 2 misses and a rebound. First one is a miss. All right. Bailey Seymour can almost put this game away by hitting this. Pacelli needs to get it and get it up court as quick as possible. The second one, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Jayla Kendrick. Kendrick driving up court. Her drive doesn't drop, but guess what? Brian Thomas, as you would expect, calls timeout. The timeout we call with 3.5 seconds remaining. All right, let's stick around here. The Pacelli Lady Vikings were down by 11 points at one point. Came through a couple of steals, cut it to 5. They've been struggling, and pushing. Heritage has had a chance to put the game away at the free throw line. They have not been able to. Of course, Pacelli's had their own free throw misses, which is why they're down 3. But with 3.5 seconds left, it's pretty obvious what the Lady Vikings have got to do. They have 2 choices. Send it out to the perimeter and try to bomb one from 3, or send it inside and try to draw the foul. The one thing they've got going for them if they do that, Heritage is two of their top big players, Olivia Walton and Amaya Reshaw, have both fouled out of this ball game. So Pacelli's got a slight size inside, but popping it from 3, we'll have to see how this plays out. We'll see what Brian Thomas does. The Lady Vikings haven't been hitting a lot of threes tonight. From looking at it, I'm not sure they've got a single three. They haven't hit a tray all night long. So you got to. And Brian Thomas calls a timeout. He wanted to see what the defensive set was. All right, on this one, let's take a break. We'll come back. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show and download the Sports.
All right, back at the land, 3.5 left. Pacelli with the ball, down 3. They've got to get, it's 3 or go home. Well, they're home, but you get the idea. All right, inbounding. Jayla Kendrick for 3 off the side of the backboard, and that is your ball game. Almost, but not quite. The Pacelli Lady Vikings comeback falls a little bit short, and the Heritage Lady Hawks come up with a 39-36 win. So we're going to have to give the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game Award to Bailey Arrington from the Heritage Lady Hawks, who hit 3 trays and led all scorers with 13 points. A big win for Heritage, who's now won 8 of their last 9. As for the Pacelli Lady Vikings, what is coming up next? And the answer to that is region play. The Lady Vikings will take on Calvary Christian next Tuesday here at the land. And then they'll face Strong Rock at home as well, and then have one more game against Brookstone. 3 straight region contests here at home to wrap up as they come down to the very end of the season. A tough loss, though, for the Pacelli Lady Vikings. Coming up the short end, final 39-36. For Chris Gates, I'm Dave Plata. We'll be back with the boys contest in a little bit. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Welcome to the W. Donald Land Gymnasium, better known as the Land, on the campus of Pacelli High School, as the Pacelli Vikings get set to take on the Heritage Hawks in a GAAA non-region contest. This ought to be a good one. The Pacelli Vikings are on a roll. They have won 8 straight ball games. And this, of course, the second meeting between the two teams. They played each other back in the second contest of the year, back on December 10th. Pacelli, a winner on the road up in Noonan by a score of 72-69 in 3 overtimes. So these two teams, they know each other well. They played some good contests, and it's going to be an interesting ball game. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with Heritage. The Hawks will start Murphy Middlebrooks, a senior. He's one of the guards. Carter Gates, the point guard. Makari Townsend, who's a freshman. Gates is a freshman as well. Junior Coleman Helgeth, one of the forwards. And the basics of center is Alex Mufu. He is an 8th grader, but last week he scored 24 points against Lanier Christian. So he's the guy to watch out for. He's a big dude, and he's going to be a big guy playing in the center. As for the Vikings, it is your standard starting offense. Arthur Jordan will start. The junior is averaging 2.8 points a ball game. Makai Williams, he's averaging 16.7 points a game. The senior, Michael Rowe, the junior, the leading scorer with 18 points, also averaging 9.8 rebounds per contest. Matthew Melvin will also be a starter. He's averaging 16.1 points a game. And Omari Smith, the junior, he will be out there as well. Smith averaging 4.5 points, 3.6 rebounds per contest. Like I said, promises to be quite a ball game tonight. These two squads know each other well, and they've played some great ball games. So we're getting ready to get things going. Let's get it going, all right. Tipping things off, Makari Townsend will be doing the jump against Michael Rowe. Get things set, and we are off and started. Heritage winning the rebound, or winning the tip. Mufu handing it off. That's Carter Gates. Coleman Helgeth. Mufu sending it inside to Townsend. They say Townsend stepped on the line, so it'd be Pacelli ball. The Vikings getting their first shot at it now. Makai Williams bringing the ball up court. Everybody's 6'5". Williams and Matt Melvin, the two best ball handlers of the bunch. Makai sending it to Melvin in the corner, inside to Michael Rowe. Rowe, ball batted away. Last touch by Alex Mufu, so Pacelli retains possession. Omari Smith will inbound it to Melvin. Melvin inside to Michael Rowe. The big guy gets the shot blocked. Makari Townsend with the block. This is going to be a battle tonight. Townsend dribbling, driving in the paint. Tries to send it inside, turns it over. Vitelli on transition, but they turn it over. And Carter Gates bringing it into the paint to Helgeth. Helgeth underneath. No-go blocked. Helgeth kicking it back out. Mufu for 3, drains it. The 8th grader with the first 3 points of the ball game. Pacelli bringing it back quickly. From the corner, Jordan. It goes. Arthur Jordan for 3, and it's a 3-3 contest here. We're a minute 15 in. This is going to be a good one. You can see it. Carter Gates pressed, and they say Gates walked. You're looking at Carter Gates. Gates is 5'8", being guarded by 2 dudes who are 6'5". A little bit of a mismatch there. All right, the Vikings setting up Matthew Melvin to Jordan. Overthrows Jordan, but Makai Williams there. To Jordan, top of the key. Back to Melvin in the corner. Melvin stopping. Makai in the paint, dishes it off Matt, and it's Michael Rowe for the jam. 5-3 Pacelli. Heritage bringing it up court. Carter Gates. Driving. Gets past Jordan, kicks it back out from the corner. That's Murphy Middlebrooks. A 3-point bomber, and that's exactly what he does. 6'5" Heritage. Pacelli with the size advantage, but Middlebrooks can hit those threes. Baseline drive, kick back. And they say that Omari Smith walked with that one. He kicked it back out to Arthur Jordan, but took one step too many before that. So Heritage ball, they're up 6-5. Carter Gates to Helgeth. Helgeth back to Gates, they get across the timeline. Gates stops, mid-range jumper hits it. Gates with 2, and it is 8-5. Heritage. Pacelli driving it up court. And Omari Smith is fouled. Foul goes on Mufu, so that's his first. As mentioned, Mufu's an 8th grader. He's a presence out there. You can see him. He's as big as anybody Pacelli's got. He's sizable. Smith's first free throw falls, almost rolled out, but rolls back in. Cuts it to 8-6. Smith trying to finish it off. Off the back of the rim, rebound by Townsend. So Heritage ball, 8-6, they lead it. Carter Gates, guarded closely, good ball handler. Mufu on the perimeter, gets it to Gates. Gates driving the paint, kicking it back out. Middlebrooks, air ball. Smith rebound. Pacelli pushing it up court, as you'd expect. Michael Rowe in the corner. Rowe to Jordan. Back out to Melvin. Melvin from the parking lot. Oh, yeah. Matthew Melvin, his first 3 of the night. There'll be more. Pacelli up 9-8. Gates, they're pressing. They break the press, get the ball across the timeline. Mufu, baseline, loses the ball. Michael Rowe coming up with it. Slinging it up court. Matthew Melvin. Melvin driving. Bucket. Matthew Melvin, 5 points on the night. Pacelli, 11-8. Again, pressing. They managed to get it across the timeline. Helgeth to Townsend. Townsend to Carter Gates. Gates for 3. Yup. They can bomb, I tell you. Gates, 5 points in the night. Ball game tied up at 11. This is going to be a good one. You can just feel it. Michael Rowe thinking about it. Inside to Smith. Smith fall away. No. Rebound by Mufu. Bring it up court is Gates. Gates to Townsend. Townsend inside to Mufu in the paint. And he gets it past Rowe. 13-11 Heritage. Makai Williams driving. Fall away, yes. Beautiful shot by Makai Williams. First bucket of the night. Across the timeline. That's Carter Gates being guarded by Makai Williams. Townsend over to Mufu. Mufu to Gates. Gates driving. Gets past Rowe. Tries a reverse, and it works. Gates, 7 points on the night. 15-13 Heritage. Smallest guy in the court's making an impact. Matthew Melvin. Back out. Omari Smith. 3. Yes, nothing but net. Did I say that Pacelli can bomb from 3 too? They sure can. 16-15 Vikings. Fast-paced game. Carter Gates stops. Kicks it out to Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks from 3. Drains it. His second 3 of the night. He's got 6. It's a 16-all game. 18-16 Heritage. Makai in the corner. Kicking it back out to Melvin. Melvin. Omari Smith in the corner. Inside. Makai. Nice turn. No. Rebound goes to Townsend. Townsend pushing up court to Mufu. The pass overthrown. So Pacelli get the ball back. And some lineup changes. Red Howard and Uriah Mazik coming in. Smith and Jordan coming out for the Vikings. Pacelli down 2. 2:12 left here in the first quarter. Red Howard. Back to Makai. Makai driving through the paint. Oh, one-hander. Beautiful. His 4th of the night. We're knotted up at 18. Heritage pushing it. Gates on the perimeter. Guarded by Rowe, driving. Red Howard, nice job on defense. Smart play by Gates. Gates chucked it in and drilled it off the knee of one of the Vikings. Goes out of bounds, so Heritage retains the ball. Murphy Middlebrooks had come out. He comes back in. Gates coming out. Shane Sr. now in the game as well for Heritage. Sr. inbounding it. That's Helgeth. Helgeth loses control of the ball. Uriah Mazik taps it, but Middlebrooks comes up with it on the exchange. Uriah almost picked it off again there. This is Micaiah Howard. Townsend underneath. Helgeth kicking it out to Senior. Senior. Middlebrooks to Senior. Senior, nice turn, driving over Michael Rowe, but of course he spoiled the shot. Senior's second try does go. Shane Senior with the bucket, his first 2 of the night, 20-18 Heritage. Pacelli pushing it up court. Michael Rowe loses control of it, goes out of bounds. Heritage will get the ball. 1:12 remaining here. Pacelli 20, Heritage 20, Pacelli 18. Hey, this first quarter is sponsored by Carol Purdue, your local State Farm agent who supported Georgia Alabama Sports Live from the beginning. Give her a call today. She's the biggest State Farm agent in East Alabama, but she's got customers on both sides of the river. Heritage sending it inside, batted away. Pacelli with the ball. Uriah Mazik. Duncan, of course, just checked into the game. So here we go, 45 seconds remaining. Senior across the timeline. Inside to Townsend. Townsend to a cutting Mason Biggs, who puts home to 2. 22-18 Heritage. Michael Rowe. Back to Makai Williams. Makai. Rowe from around the free throw line. Dribbling in the paint. Spoiled. But Williams for 3. Rims in and out. A good look. It just didn't drop. On the break, it's Shane Senior. Senior driving. Makai leaping for the block. But the foul is called on Uriah Mazik. Shane Senior at the line, hits the first of the 2 free throws. Checking back into the game are Matthew Melvin and Omari Smith coming out. King Duncan and Uriah Mazik. I will have to go check the scorebook on that. It looked like she indicated that Mazik was called for the foul. I thought it was Makai, but I could be wrong. All right, Senior second shot, air ball. So 23-18 Heritage, 15.1 remaining here in the first quarter. Pacelli pushing up court. Rowe, Red Howard, Makai, back to Matthew Melvin. Michael Rowe, turnaround, back to Melvin. Rowe that's Red Howard driving a baseline, but shot blocked with 2.1 left. Pacelli will have the inbounds. It'll be Pacelli ball. They got to inbound, but they got to turn a quick shoot. They got to do a quick shoot on this one. So DeMonte Howard will inbound. And inbounding it to Matthew Melvin for 3. No, off the back of the rim. It will not fall. So, after one quarter, Heritage holding the lead 23-18. You are watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3. Woo!
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are. And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus. downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
Back at the land. Coca-Cola, proud presenting sponsor on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. The deep connection to our schools and dedication to youth sports makes them the perfect partner for us. Second quarter getting underway. Pacelli trailing 23-18. Trying to get back in this thing versus Heritage. Makai Williams over to Omari Smith. In the corner, Arthur Jordan. And no, off the back of the rim. Rebound, Matthew Melvin. Makai loses it. The ball batted around, last touch. It goes off of Matthew Melvin. So Heritage will get the ball. They have a 5-point lead. The smallest guy in the court, 5'8" Carter Gates, is the leading scorer so far with 7 points. And Gates, the trigger man for the offense, setting up, being guarded by Makai Williams, dribbles around, and a foul is called. They're going to call that one on Makai. That's Williams' first foul of the ball game. Non-shooting foul, so the inbounds goes to Shane Senior. Senior sends it over to Carter Gates. Gates looking to send it inside, and sends it to Senior. Senior back to Gates. Gates for three. Nope, nothing doing. Rebound, Alex Mufu kicking it back out to Gates. Gates leaps into the corner to Townsend. Makari Townsend drains the three, and it is 26-18. Pacelli trying to come with a comeback here. Matthew Melvin inside to Michael Rowe. Rowe, the shot will not drop. Arthur Jordan's rebound that will not drop. Rebound this time, Makai Williams. Leaping one-hander, that won't go either. And Williams runs into Makari Townsend, who slowed. That'll be his second foul. Makai's going to have to sit down, I'm guessing. 2 fouls on Makai Williams already. No, Calvin Thomas is leaving him in. So here we go. Heritage up 26-18, trying to see if they can stretch it to a double-digit lead. Carter Gates, the short jumper will not go. Rebound, Arthur Jordan. Bringing up court, Melvin to Makai in the corner for three. Oh, and he drains it. Makai Williams, beautiful shot, 7 points on the night. Cuts it to 26-21. Heritage, Gates kicking it back out to Senior. Gates. And they call 3 seconds. Somebody hung out in the paint just a little bit too long. Set up a tent. Substitutions back in. Mufu in there now. Looks like the entire starting lineup is back in for Heritage. Makai bringing it up court. Michael Rowe in the paint. Kind of one-hand turn. Inside again, muscling it. No, will not go again. Rebound by Helgeth. Carter Gates pushing it up court. Townsend driving the paint and traveling. He was driving into and he was being double teamed. Drove into him, but he took one step too many. 26-21, Pacelli trailing, bringing it up court. Makai Williams. Matthew Melvin left alone for three. Oh, rims off. Gates with the rebound, pushes up court. Middlebrooks for three, drains it. Murphy Middlebrooks, his third three of the night. He's got 9 points, and it's 29-21. Makai driving, stopping, pulling up, and hitting it. That was pretty. His 9th point on the night. That was a shot of beauty. It was just the mechanically, it's just absolutely beautiful. You know, that could be one of those that could definitely be a candidate for a highlight, Houlihan's highlight of the week. That was just perfectly done. Don't get much better than that. All right, it's a 6-point game. Townsend. Left alone, he's going to try three. Rims in and out. That was a really good look. It just didn't drop. Pacelli getting a break there. Pushing up court, Mackay driving, muscling it in, and drawing a foul. Wow. That was power basketball. Nothing short of power basketball. Mackay with the drive, banging bodies with Makari Townsend, who's a big dude too, getting the shot off, getting it to drop, and drawing the foul. The foul is the first on Townsend tonight. Mackay with 11 points so far. Yeah, make it 12. And Pacelli cuts it to 29-26. That 8-point lead down to 3 now for Heritage. Pacelli starting to get the offense working. Townsend into the paint, kicking it back out. Carter Gates decides no, gets back and does a reset. Middlebrooks, a little too far out for one of those threes. Helgeth back to Middlebrooks. Townsend inside to Mufu. Double covered, double teamed. It won't go, but Coleman Helgeth with a great rebound. Gets in there, gets the putback, and draws the foul from Amari Smith. That's Smith's first foul of the night. 31-26, Heritage taking the lead. Helgeth looking to complete the three-point play here. Off the back of the rim, rebound Arthur Jordan. Here come the Vikings. Michael Rowe bringing up court. Slings it in the corner to Omari Smith. He gets a little bit too much on that pass. There was no way Smith was going to bring it back down. Turnover. Heritage gets the ball back. The Vikings, just so much talent. When they get on a roll, they get on a roll. And they're still looking to find that roll. Middlebrooks in the corner has to kick it back out to Townsend. Townsend driving into the paint. Drives through the defense. Ball will not fall. Mufu rebound paint. His putback does go. Mufu with 7 points on the night. 33-26. Pacelli bringing it fast. Melvin, fall away. Yes. Melvin, 7 points in the night. Pacelli cutting it to 33-28. This is one fast-paced ball game. Good ball game. Carter Gates, the trigger man. Looking for somebody to get it to, or is he going to keep it himself? Spins it off to Helgeth. Helgeth for three. Air ball. And the ball is saved. Middlebrooks. Michael Rowe was going to let it bounce. It bounced once. It was going to go out of bounds. Middlebrooks came flying in, slung it into Rowe, and so Heritage will retain possession. And we are going to take a break. 3:24 remaining in the second quarter. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
That Jeopardy theme playing here as a timeout. 3:24 remaining here in the second quarter. Heritage leading Pacelli 33-28. It has been an up and down ball game. Great basketball, great athletic ability you've seen on both teams. Murphy Middlebrooks for Heritage with 3 trays, 9 points. Carter Gates, smallest guy in the court at 5'8", with 7 points. Mackay Williams with 11. He has put on a show. Matthew Melvin with 7 points. All right, Heritage ball. Again, they're up 5. Gates inbounding, looking for somebody. He gets it to Townsend, tipped up by Townsend, who loses it and almost steps on the timeline, but managed to get it back to Helgeth. Carter Gates setting the offense. 16 on the shot clock, so there's plenty of time. Gates tells them to get moving. Townsend, top of the key. Alex Mufu decides to drive the paint and works around the defense. Will not drop. Rebound by Michael Rowe. Mackay Williams driving. Rowe gets it. Spin. We're kicking it back outside. Melvin to Mackay. Melvin, turn around at the free throw line. Short. Rebound, Heritage. Carter Gates setting up court. Middlebrooks. One of those threes, and he hits from the parking lot again. His fourth tray. He's got a dozen. And it's back to an 8-point game, 36-28. Vikings. Michael Rowe across court to Melvin. Melvin from the parking lot. It spins in and out. Rebound, Red Howard won't go. Mackay coming up with a tip. I don't know how that went in, but it did. 14 points on the night for Williams. 36-30. Heritage. Contested up court. Good press, but they break the press. Helgeth underneath. One-hander to Mufu, but it's blocked by Michael Rowe. Great defensive play by Rowe. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Heritage. The defense in this game has been amazing. This has been an athletic event. Both teams are looking good here. So the Vikings will inbound from in front of their own bench. Red Howard to Mackay Williams. Mackay being guarded fairly closely ahead to Red Howard. Howard driving. Oh, man. Wide open. Nobody was even close to him. DeMontez Howard's first 2 points of the night. 36-32. Heritage breaking the press. Carter Gates. Top of the key. Resetting the offense. Let's see what kind of one-on-one they set up here. And a call. And Matthew Melvin called for a foul. I didn't see what it was. Melvin's trying to wonder what was going on, too. That's his first of the night. Gates being guarded by Melvin now. Gates driving through the defense. Dishes it off to Mason Biggs. Biggs, his second bucket of the night. 38-32. Melvin thinking about the three. Kip pulls it back down to Mackay Williams. Mackay dribbles, paint, kicks it out to Melvin. Melvin inside, Uriah. Back out to Red Howard, back out to Melvin. 15 on the shot clock. Michael Rowe in the paint. Oh my. Gets it, bucket and the foul. And the foul's on Mufu, his second, so he's going to wind up coming out of there. Rowe with 4 points tonight, looking to make it 5, looking to cut the lead back down to 5. Heritage took that lead late in the first quarter, and they've been able to hang on to it. It's been back and forth ball game. Neither team has been able to get a string of buckets. Nobody's been able to put together a run here. Rose, free throw, nothing but net. Rowe with 5, 38-35. Breaking the press, getting up court, Gates in the corner. To Townsend. Townsend, jumper from right at the free throw line, does not go. And a foul is called. That's Shane Sr. Sr. called his first foul of the night. So, Pacelli down 3 with a chance to tie here. 36 seconds remaining here in the first half, and what a first half it's been. Mackay Williams dribbling. Slings it over to Melvin. Melvin for 3. Off the back of the rim. Rebound Rowe. Rowe jams it home. Oh! Cuts it to 1 with 20 seconds to go. Rowe, 7 points tonight. Looks like Heritage will get the last shot. They'll try to get the last shot here. Carter Gates set it up, 11 seconds, so. Gates driving. No, they called him for traveling. 2.3 seconds left. Let's see what Pacelli can do in these waning seconds. Red Howard inbounds it, and it's stolen by Middlebrooks, who almost hits the tray but does not. So, a wild finish to what's been a wild first half. Heritage 38, Pacelli 37, and one of the more athletic games I've seen all season long. You got to stick around for the second half on this one. You are watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3. Woo!
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong.
That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
At Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Let's kick off 2026 with a bang. We will not be undersold. Powerful full-size Chevy Silverados up to $13,750 off. Rugged mid-size Chevy Colorados up to $9,000 off. Enjoy no payments until springtime. Get your low price guaranteed today. Smart people from all over the USA come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back to the land for the Beck Center Game of the Week at Pacelli on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. This thing's a classic, let me tell you. Heritage leading Pacelli by a score of 38-37. Some incredible feats going on out there. Total athleticism, great hustle, just good defense, good offense, good everything. All right, let's take a look at scores. Mekhi Williams, the leading scorer in this ballgame with 14 points for the Vikings. The only problem is he's got 2 fouls. 7 points for Matthew Melvin and Michael Rowe. Arthur Jordan's got 3. Omari Smith has 4. And DeMontez Howard with a pair. Now for Heritage, Murphy Middlebrooks with 12 points. He's had 4 trays from the parking lot. This guy can shoot from way out there. Carter Gates with 7 points. Alex Mufu has 7 points. Mason Biggs with 4. Coleman Helgeth with 2. Shane Sr. with 3. Makari Townsend with 3. Both teams have been pushing the ball up the court, playing great defense. There have been several block shots. Everything's contested. Everything's tight. Everything's being played perfectly. Very few fouls in this game. A clean ball game between two teams you can tell that have immense respect for each other. Both of these teams are going to be making runs for state championships in GIAA. Heritage is a AA school. Of course, Pacelli a 4A school and the 2-time defending state champion. So this second half ought to be a doozy. 38-37, a 1-point game. Man, this is going to be good. You better not go anywhere. You're going to miss something. All right, starting 5 out there for Pacelli. Same as the beginning of the ball game with Jordan, Williams, Rowe, Smith, and Melvin. And the same starters, of course, for Heritage as well. Middlebrooks, Gates, Townsend, Helgeth, and Mufu. Heritage will get the ball first. They have the first possession. Townsend trying to see who he can send it to. Sends it to Carter Gates on the corner, on the outside. Gates, Townsend thinking about 3, driving the paint, kicking it back out to Gates. Gates back to Townsend, playing catch a while. And Townsend for 3, and Heritage's lead is up to 5. Six points on the night, by the way, for Townsend. Melvin from the corner. Ooh, rims in and out. It was a good look, just didn't drop. Mufu with the rebound. Gates pushing it up court for the Hawks. Kicking it back to Townsend. Townsend in the paint. Inside. Middlebrook shot blocked by Mekhi Williams. Melvin driving it. That's going to be a bucket. That's going to be goaltending. That was a goaltend all the way. 9 points for Melvin on the night. That cuts it to 41-39. Gates to Middlebrooks. Back to Gates, setting the offense. Gates driving into the paint, shooting over Omari Smith, will not go. Rebound Melvin. Melvin pushing it up court. Ball tapped away by Carter Gates. Gates to Townsend. Townsend takes it in for the slam. Townsend with 8 on the night. The lead back up to 4. 43-39. Vikings trying to get something going here. Mekhi driving, stopping, kicking it back out to Melvin in the corner. Nope. Instead, Michael Rowe. Rowe driving in the paint through 2 guys, double coverage. He was double teamed, was not able to make it drop. Heritage pushing it up court on the rebound. And now Carter Gates kicks it back out, sets the offense again. Townsend over to Mufu. Mufu driving into the paint and won't go. Rebound. Mekhi Williams. Williams hangs on to that rebound, muscling it. Melvin in the corner. 3. Matthew Melvin. 12 points on the night. 43-42 Heritage. Carter Gates over to Middlebrooks in the corner, inside to Mufu. Mufu low post, or in the post. Short jumper over Michael Rowe, and it does drop. Mufu with 9 points now. And it's a 3-point game, 45-42. Williams. Inside to Rowe. Rowe in the paint. Won't go. Blocked by Mufu. Gates pushing. Middlebrooks from way out there, and he hits the three. His 5th three of the night. 48-42. Can't leave that guy open. You can't leave Mackay open either. That three will not go. Hits the top of the backboard, bounces out, so ball to Heritage. Mackay might have been pushing a little bit, but it was not a bad look. It just tipped off the front of the rim and then bounced up and hit the back of the backboard. Heritage bringing up court. Half-court trap, nope. Townsend to Carter Gates. Gates setting back. Shane Sr. with the ball now. Townsend, Mufu, near the free throw line in the paint. Kicks it back out. Townsend, 3, no. 11 on the shot clock, 10. Townsend for 3 under pressure. Mufu's with the putback. 11 for Mufu. It's 50-42. Heritage up by 8 again. Pacelli managed to cut it to 1, but Heritage has got it back to 8. All right, let's take a break. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. Hey, tonight's game is brought to you by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, the first and original presenting sponsor on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. Yep, back at the land for the Beck Center Game of the Week at Pacelli. It's a tight one. It's an 8-point game, but this thing has gone back and forth. Heritage up 50-42 over Pacelli. The Vikings trying to make a dent in that 8-point lead. They'd cut it to 1 earlier, but the Hawks pushing it back to 8. Mackay Williams to Red Howard, who chases it down after it gets knocked away a little bit. Mackay driving, gets the bucket, it drops. That one-hander was pretty. And the foul will be on Shane Sr., his 2nd of the night. That gives Mackay 16 points. That finger roll was something else. (50-45). Vikings look for a defensive stop here. That was close to being a travel. Shane Sr. dribbling through 3, but he turns it over. Mackay Williams to Matthew Melvin. Melvin fouled big time by Makari Townsend. That'll be his 2nd foul of the night. On that fast break, they pretty much boxed in the Hawks. They came up with a steal. Mackay to Melvin, and Melvin came in driving, but Makari Townsend fouled him before he get the shot up. Melvin shooting 2. He's got 12 tonight so far, making it 13. That cuts the lead to 50-46. Melvin trying to finish things off. And he does. 14 points a night for Melvin, 50-47. Heritage's lead down to 3. Vikings playing tough defense in the backcourt. Townsend gets it past the timeline to Carter Gates. Gates, Shane Sr. Sr. fakes once, being guarded by Red Howard. Driving to the paint, one-handed runner, hits it. Senior with 5, Pacelli pushing it back down court. Melvin from 3. Oh, off the back of the rim. Chased down by Michael Rowe. Good hustle. Pacelli retains possession, 52-47. Melvin thinks about the three, dribbles in, kicks it back out. Mackay in the corner, inside to Rowe. Rowe, low post move, Mufu. Good defense, blocks it. Heritage tries pushing it down court, instead turns it over. Pacelli ball. Mackay at the free throw line, kicking it back out to Red Howard. They're going to reset that offense. Uriah Mazik to Michael Rowe on the baseline. Inside to Mazik. Mazik, whoa, he's fouled. He got hammered pretty good there. It's a two-shot foul. The foul is on Murphy Middlebrooks. That's his first foul of the night. Uriah Mazik heading to the line. 52-47, 2:20 left in the third quarter. Heritage took a lead late in the first quarter. They have yet to surrender it. They've opened the lead up to as much as 8. Pacelli's knocked it back down to just 1. But Heritage with some really big-time shooting from the perimeter. Murphy Middlebrooks, 5 trays. Makari Townsend's got 2. That's 7 trays on the night for the Hawks. And that's 7 points. That's more than the lead. It's a 5-point lead. No, it's still a 5-point lead. Rims in and out. Uriah's going to get one more crack at this one. The junior, one of the stars of the football team. Second free throw, no good. Mufu with the rebound. Heritage pushing it up court. Gates. Double teamed. The pass to senior. Goes out of bounds. So Pacelli ball. Good defense. The Vikings with that half court trap forced a bad pass. Mackay Williams bringing it across the timeline. Being guarded by Shane Senior. And they say it was an offensive foul on Mackay. They say he elbowed him. Shane Senior sold that one really good. Third foul of the night on Mackay. Half-court trap again. Let's see if Pacelli can pull it off. Nope, they get it across the timeline. Shane Senior to Townsend. Makari Townsend to Mufu. Mufu driving. Return to fall away. No. Red Howard rebound. Matthew Melvin bringing it up court. Melvin to Red Howard. Howard, one-handed runner, drops it in. Howard, 4 points on the night. 52-49, lead down to 3. Omari Smith sitting by the scorer's table, so I figure he's going to go in for Mackay with the 3 fouls. Shot, no go. Vikings push it up court. Red Howard for 3 off the rim. Nice shot, but didn't go. Mackay rebounds, slams it home. Mackay Williams, 18 points. 52-51. That was a monster jam. That was a monster jam plus the foul. Or no foul on that. Monster jam cutting it to 1. The Vikings once again have it to within 1. 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. And Shane Senior was trapped by a couple of Vikings, including Mackay Williams. And head coach Joab Jerome, who's a pretty good ball player back in the day at Winthrop, calls the timeout just in time before Senior committed to travel. So Heritage retains the ball with 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. They lead it 52-51. Pacelli putting on a run, a 7-0 run to cut this thing close. But boy, oh boy, what a ball game this is. This fourth quarter is going to be lit, I got to tell you. Again, Mackay Williams, 18 points on the night. But he's sitting on the bench because he's got 3 fouls. Matthew Melvin with 14 on the night. Michael Rowe usually has scoring explosions, only has 7, so he's more than due. So here we go. Townsend will inbound for the Hawks. A contested inbounds to Mufu. Mufu kicking it back out. Townsend to Carter Gates. Under a minute to go now. 54, 53, 52. Mufu on the outside. Townsend on a cut. Blocked shot, no. Second shot won't go. Battling for the rebound, Makai Williams, who is out there, coming up with the rebound to Red Howard. Howard kicking it back to Makai. Makai, Matthew Melvin inside on the baseline. Rowe, and that's Omari Smith. Nice little layup there. Vikings taking the lead for the first time since the first quarter, 53-52. Heritage pushing up court. Shot clock's off with 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. Carter Gates. We'll see if Heritage hangs on for the last shot. They're gonna. 12, 11, 10. Gates holding up three fingers. Whatever offense that is, let's see what the Hawks do. Gates. Middlebrooks. Two men on him. There's gonna be no three. Gates for three. Not happening. And the third quarter is in the books. And the Pacelli Vikings have come back. They hold a 53-52 lead going into the fourth and final quarter. This is a good one. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3. Woo!
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Here we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
And we're back at the land, and tonight's coverage brought to you by Houston Clinic, a presenting sponsor on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. World-class orthopedic care right here at home, and this has been some world-class basketball. Pacelli leading this one 53-52 as the fourth quarter gets underway. Heritage is led by as much as 8. But Pacelli is in control at this point. They get the ball first possession. Inbound to Matthew Melvin, who almost stepped on the timeline. That could have been ugly. Michael Rowe at the free throw line, and he just pops up the short J. No. Mufu can't quite handle, but Middlebrooks does come up with it. Carter Gates bringing it up court for the Hawks. Gates bringing it back. Set up an offense. Mufu trying to set a pick. That wasn't happening. Helgeth. Townsend for three. Yes. McCurry Townsend. That's his third tray of the night. He's got 11 points. Vikings down by 2. Makai Williams running the offense now. Makai. One-on-one into the paint. Couple of great moves. Oh, great drop. He couldn't get the drop on that one. He ran into double. If he was being double teamed, put the shot up, muscled it up. It wouldn't go. And the foul on that one was foul on Helgeth, right? Yep. All right. Okay, Coleman Helgeth, his first foul. Thank you, sir. Chris Gates, the greatest spotter ever. Makai hits the first one. Second shot looking to tie things up. Hitting the clutch free throw. 55-55, Makai, 20 points tonight. And so here we go, 7 minutes, it's all even. Half-court trap, does it work? Helgeth, ball batted away, Red Howard with the steal. Howard, alley-oop, Makai, wow. That, friends and neighbors, is the Lowlands highlight of the week. That's gotta be. What an amazing play here in the fourth quarter. Red Howard coming up with the steal to Makai, alley-oop. Doesn't get much better than that. Oh, man, oh, man. Williams, like I said, 20 points on the night, 57-55. Pacelli taking that lead. They're playing some great basketball right now. Absolutely no question about it. Hey, listen, make sure you follow Georgia Alabama Sports Live on all social media platforms for the latest updates on local sports in our area. Don't miss a game. Subscribe to all our pages today. And also, don't forget, we're going to name our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game when this thing is in the books. But there's a lot of basketball to be played, and there's a lot of guys playing some great basketball. Right now, the leader's Mackay, got to admit. But if you're going to talk Heritage, you got to talk Murphy Middlebrooks with those 5 trades. There's a lot of basketball to be played. 6:50 remaining in this one. This is a classic, folks. You're watching a classic. All right. Heritage will inbounds. And half-court trap time again. Pressure. Townsend to Middlebrooks. Double team. Okay, Townsend across the timeline to Gates. They break the press. Gates kicking it back out. Stolen. And that is Matthew Melvin. Gets the... They're saying he was fouled before the shot. Fouled before the shot. Let's hold on. Let's see. Nope. The foul middle second of Middlebrooks. But they say he got it before Melvin's shot came up later. All right, inbound to Melvin. Matthew. And a foul. And a foul looks like called on Makari Townsend. That's Townsend's 3rd foul of the night. Inbounds, Matthew Melvin. Inside to Rowe, loses the handle of it. Omari Smith saves it. And timeout is called. Well, we call a timeout. Let us take a break. I need a break. This is too much for me, folks. Beck Center Game of the Week. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3.
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
All right, we're back at the land. 6:22 remaining in a shootout. Pacelli leading Heritage 57-55. This game's gone back and forth, and it's been basically a performance by both teams. Great ball game. All right, Pacelli with the ball with the 2-point lead. Red Howard inbounding it to Mackay Williams. Inside to Michael Rowe. Rowe kicks it back out. Matthew Melvin baseline drive. Back in the corner to Howard. Howard driving, hits a short jump, does not hit the short jumper. Mackay Williams with an amazing rebound and a one-handed putback. Wow. Mackay 24 on the night now. That was something else. Mackay has been amazing tonight. All right. Turnover. So Pacelli getting the ball back. They're up by 4 now. Trying to see if they can add to this lead. They were down by 8 at one point. Across the timeline, Michael Rowe kicking it back to Mackay. Williams. Melvin in the corner, inside to Rowe. Rowe in the paint. Oh, yes. Banks it in. 9 on the night for Michael Rowe. Pacelli by 6, 61-55. That's not enough of the lead, I can tell you that right now. Townsend, mid-range jumper, does not drop. Rebound to the Vikings. Amari Smith ahead to Red Howard. Smith setting the offense. Now it's Matt Melvin, back to Mackay. Mackay to Melvin in the corner. Melvin for 3, yes! Matthew Melvin, a tray. 17 points in the night, his second tray of the evening. Pacelli has taken a 64-55 lead. Big time run by the Vikings. All right, the Hawks trying to get back. We're talking at least a 9-0 run by the Hawks. Middlebrooks for three. You know it. Guy shoots from the parking lot. Sixth tray of the night. He's got 18. Cuts it to 64-58. Mackay driving. And they're calling an offensive foul on Mackay. They're saying that Middlebrooks he'd established position. That is the fourth foul of the night on Mackay. Arthur Jordan coming in. 4:16 remaining. And coaches aren't real thrilled with him. Is Mackay coming out? That's the question. They're mopping the floor right now because there was a lot of guys wound up spilled on the floor, and there's a lot of sweat coming out tonight. These guys are working hard, playing great defense, great offense. Like I said, this has been a performance by both teams. Pacelli has worked out to that 6-point lead. So Mackay is on the bench. He's standing by the scorer's table. Not quite sure what we got going there. All right, Gates to Townsend. Gates being pressured by Omari Smith. Middlebrooks to Mufu. Mufu driving past Rowe. Good defense. Shot no go. Jordan to rebound. Pushing up court. Matthew Melvin. Setting the offense. Inside. That's Rowe. Can't get the first one to fall. Second one batted out of his hands. Middlebrooks winds up with it, and they're pushing it up court. Townsend to Carter Gates. Gates driving to Mufu. Mufu takes it back out. Townsend for three, drains it. Townsend, another tray. That is his fourth of the night. The Pacelli lead is now down to 64-61. And timeout has been called by the Vikings as they settle things down. What a contest. This is going to go down to the wire. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. All right, we're back at the land. 3:16 remaining. Pacelli holding a 64-61 lead over the Heritage Hawks. What a game it has been. Athletic up and down the court, taking it inside and bombing from the outside. Both teams have been hitting from three. Both teams have been playing in the paint. Like I said, a complete ball game. All right, Pacelli with the ball. Inbound, Michael Rowe. Rowe to Red Howard in the paint. Beautiful cut. Well done. Perfect pass from Rowe. And Red Howard puts it home and draws the foul. And the foul is on Gates, his second. That was perfect. You got all these big guys out there. What do? You send the smaller guy in, cut him through the paint. Perfect pass from Rowe. Rowe, an absolutely unselfish player, averages 2.8 assists per game. That was as pretty as it gets. And Howard puts it home. 7th point of the night. The Vikings back up 6, 67-61. We are now down to 3:10. Half-court trap. Gates manages to break it. Gets it into the near end. All right, Gates guarded by Melvin to Middlebrooks Foul is called, an offensive foul. Somebody did something. That was Mufu, his third foul of the night. Got a little muscled up a little bit too much in the paint along the low post. So it's Pacelli ball. They're up by 6, 2:55 remaining. Checking into the ball game is Tanner Hochwater as Mufu comes to sit down. Mufu's an 8th grader. He's going to be really, really good. He already is. Williams, Rowe, low post, Rowe. Kicks it back out. Melvin thinks 3, takes 2, off the front of the rim, rebound by Mackay. And we got a foul. Foul called on Matt Melvin. That's his second. So Heritage gets the ball back now, down 6. This is a 2-possession game, literally, because Heritage has had so many trays tonight. Makari Townsend has 4. Murphy Middlebrooks has 6. Carter Gates double-teamed to Townsend. Townsend, again, Matthew Melvin tries to draw the foul, doesn't get a call. Carter Gates for 3, and he hits it. Gates is second of the night. He's got 10, lead down to 3. 67-64 Pacelli, 2:20 remaining. Mackay Williams on the perimeter, trying to get his guys to move. Rowe and Mufu are muscling down on the low post. Inside, Omari Smith, and hits the 2. Smith with 8, 69-64. Pacelli by 5. Gates across the timeline, double teamed, manages to get it out of there. Townsend over to Middlebrooks for 3, and that will not fall. But Middlebrooks is fouled on the tray. Red Howard gets called for the foul, his first of the night, a 3-shot foul. Middlebrooks was going for his 7th tray, and it was short, but he got hammered pretty good by Red Howard. 1:47 remaining. Here's the first of the free throws. Yes. First point of the night for Middlebrooks that wasn't from a tray. He's got 19. I suspect he's pretty automatic from the line. That's the second one. A couple more changes here. Mason Biggs and Coleman Helgeth coming into the ball game. Coming out, Mason Biggs and Alex Mufu. All right, here's Middlebrooks' third free throw. Yeah, nothing but net. He's got 21 on the night. Vikings lead down to 69-67. Mackay bringing up court, 140 now. Williams looking to do a one-on-one against Townsend. Hits the jumper. Little mid-range jumper pulled up and hit it. 26 in the night for Mackay. Lead is 5, and it's timeout by Pacelli. Vikings looking pretty good at this point. Let's take a break. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week from Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Back at the land, 124 remaining. Pacelli, 71. Heritage, 67 in a game that has been an absolute beast. What a night. Both teams have put on a show. The Vikings, with the late lead, they have come back from an 8-point deficit, now lead by 4. So here we go. Carter Gates brings it across the timeline for the Hawks. Alex Mufu out on the perimeter. Inside, Townsend. Townsend kicks it back out to Gates. Gates for 3, and he drains it. Wow. They've hit so many threes tonight. Gates, that's his third of the night. He's got 13. The lead is 1 with 1 minute to go. Makai Williams sending it inside, and Middlebrooks went to steal. He came in and cut off the pass to Rowe. Heritage bringing it up court. Gates. Setting up 40 seconds now. Gates. To Townsend. Townsend. Over to Helgeth on the side. Helgeth kicking it back out to Gates. Gates driving. Past Makai. Drives all the way around. 5 on the shot clock. Gates fires up a prayer, and it falls. And he's fouled by Makai Williams. Oh, brother. Gates hits it. A runner gets the drop, and that's it for Makai. He is done for the night. Makai fouling out with 20 seconds, with 20.1 seconds remaining. Heritage taking a 72-71 lead, pending the free throw. Makai looking distressed. He can't believe this one. Oh, that hurts. Uriah Mazik coming in the ball game for the Vikings. Makai leaves with 26 points on the night. And Carter Gates with a chance at the free throw line to make it a 2-point game. Let's check and see. No, it was not Uriah, but it's Arthur Jordan coming on in. Need another big guy back there. Arthur 6'6". And they're mopping the floor. This has been quite the contest. The Vikings looking up right for a three, and then possibly a 3-point play. And suddenly Heritage in command with this one with 20.1 seconds remaining. This is tough. What a game. Murphy Middlebrooks with 21 for Heritage with 6 trays. Carter Gates has 15, waiting on 16, and he's got 3 trays. Makari Townsend, 14 points, 4 trays. Gates in and out. It's a 1-point game. That changes everything. All right, Matthew Melvin bringing it up court and calls a timeout. That's what you got to do. We're going to set things up there. All right, let's take a quick break here. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Back to the land. 13.6 seconds left. Heritage 72, Pacelli 71. Pacelli with the ball. Oh, brother. They are without their top player. Makai Williams had just fouled out after a 26-point performance, but they still got a couple of guys who can put the ball in the hoop. That, of course, being Matthew Melvin and Michael Rowe. All right, Red Howard inbounding here, sending it to Michael Rowe. Rowe back to Red Howard. Howard setting it up. Dribbling, looking, driving to the hoop, and gets the bucket, and he draws the foul. Red Howard coming up with the big shot with 6.6 seconds remaining. Fouled by Alex Mufu. Howard taking command of this one. Wow. What do you expect? That's the kind of thing you expect from a game like this. Somebody's going to step up and make a play. And Mufu done for the night. Mufu's fouled out. And time has been called by Heritage. Oh, brother, what a play. It was all set up perfectly. Howard was going to run the offense. He's the point guard on this setup. Howard set up a one-on-one and then drove the paint. Drew the foul and got the drop. And suddenly Pacelli's in command of this one, 73-72. A free throw makes it a 2-point game. Of course, Heritage has hit like 11 or 12 trays tonight. So that will put the pressure on Heritage, but Heritage has been amazing from the outside. The Vikings are going to have to be up big time. Oh, this is still going to be a classic finish. This thing ain't over yet. Not even close. But Red Howard coming up big. DeMontez Howard, 9 points on the night. Hoping for number 10 at the line to extend that lead to 2. The Pacelli crowd is definitely into it. It's neon night. And we got a lot of folks wearing that pink neon, cheering their boys on. They're getting their money's worth, I can tell you that. So here we go. 73-72, 6.6 left. DeMontez Howard going to the line to try to complete a 3-point play and give the Pacelli Vikings a 2-point lead against these tough Heritage Hawks. Both teams came into the game, by the way, with 8 straight wins. I think you can see why. All right, Howard lining it up. Now the Heritage fans getting loud. And he drains it. All right, 10 points tonight for Howard. 6.6 left. Heritage bring it up court. Oh, no! Gates is fouled. He did a pull-up jumper. That was a classic move. Uriah Mazik were behind him. Gates felt it, and he hit a pull-up jumper. It's one of those classic moves from the NBA. You got to feel a guy behind you. You stop, and you try to hit it. That's a tough one. Mazik's second foul. Gates, first free throw. Misses! He missed the free throw. 2.4 seconds left. He still has 2 shots left. He's got to hit them both. He hits the next one. Gates, 16 points. Substitution. Arthur Jordan comes on in. All right, 74-73, 2.4 left. Gates can hit the free throw to tie. And he does. It's a tie ball game. Inbounds, Matthew Melvin. The half-court shadow off the brim. We are going to go. We're going to get some free basketball. Going to overtime. 74-74. What a ball game. Should have known this was going to happen. All right, let's take a break. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live. Wow, absolute craziness here at the Land. Put 4 minutes on the scoreboard. We're getting extra basketball. 74-74 going into overtime. Pacelli and Heritage in what has been an absolutely magnificent game. Red Howard put Pacelli up with 6.6 seconds left, hitting a bucket, drawing a foul, hitting and draining it for 2. They're draining it for a 3-point play. They're up by 2. Carter Gates was fouled with 2 seconds to go, hit 2 of his 3 free throws, so we're going to extras. Both teams have one guy gone. Alex Mufu, who had 11 points, fouled out for Heritage, and for Pacelli, Makai Williams, who had 26 on the night, fouled out. So 2 of the big men are out, but boy, there's some big talent out there still. All right, the tip between Townsend and Mike Rowe. Rowe wins the tip. Pacelli will have the first possession in this one. Red Howard setting it up. Howard. Matthew Melvin for 3, off the front of the rim, rebound, and put back by Arthur Jordan. Great play by Jordan. He has 5 of the night, 76-74 Pacelli. Here's Heritage. Carter Gates. Guarded by Melvin, who's not giving him any room to work. Middlebrooks, back to Gates. They got 3 3-point bombers out there, and they've got to be aware of that. They can't give any room. Townsend almost loses it. Gets it to Gates. Gates for 3. Off the back of the rim. Rebound. And Mason Biggs is fouled. Foul on Amari Smith, his second of the night. A 2-shot foul. 3:06 remaining. A nail-biter, to say the least. First shot from Biggs. Drops it. Biggs, 5 points now. 76-75. This is a good game for both teams. They're gonna come back on this one once the state playoffs start. And Biggs hits the second. Game tied once again at 76. Matthew Melvin to Rowe. Looks like they're running a half-court. Yeah, they're not. They break it. They're on the side of the timeline. All right, Matthew Melvin setting up. Melvin. Red Howard on the corner. Howard's pass inside blocked. Howard managed to come back to maintain possession of it. Melvin driving the paint. Blocked. Shot blocked by Townsend. Helgeth with the ball. So Heritage with the ball. Game tied. 2:30 remaining. Middlebrooks. Carter Gates. Gates stepping back. Trying to set up the motion offense. Trying to spread the floor out. 18 on the shot clock. Gates kicks it back out. Middlebrooks for 3. No go. Rebound Heritage. Back to Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks to Gates. Gates kicking it back out to Helgeth. Helgeth in the paint. Gets it. Coleman Helgeth, 4 points on the night. They're up 2, 78-76. Pacelli. Jordan in the corner. Has the ball batted away. And Townsend's got it for Heritage. Townsend driving. Being guarded by Michael Rowe closely. All right, Carter Gates. Matthew Melvin's guarding him. Gates dribbling around the paint. Kicks it back out. Middlebrooks for 3. Wow, his 7th tray of the night. 24 points. And Heritage is now up 5, 81-76 with 1:30 to go. Heritage is fired up. Pacelli trying to get their feet back under him. Let's take a break. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Back at the land, the Seven Nation Army playing. The Vikings trying to come up with not 7, but at least 5 to tie it up. 7 would be good. They're trailing 81-76, minute 27 left in overtime in this showdown between Heritage and those Pacelli Vikings. Red Howard inbounding to Matthew Melvin. Melvin driving, and he is fouled by Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks' third foul. Melvin with 17 points on the night so far. First one is up, and it's in. 18 points now for Melvin, 81-77. This one would cut it to 3. Heritage folks rattling the bleachers. Doesn't rattle Melvin, he nails it. So Melvin with 19 points on the night. Pacelli down 3, 81-78. They need a defensive stop here. Heavy pressure in the backcourt. Carter Gates gets it across the timeline, and they set up their defense. They set up their offense. Pacelli, guard number 10, and a foul by Matthew Melvin. They're down 5. He had to do it. 41.7 seconds remaining. Heritage up 5. They're in control of this one. The Vikings need Heritage to miss some free throws, and the Vikings need to pull off a couple of threes or three-point plays or something. They got a lot of ground to make up, and not a lot of time to do it. First free throw from Townsend falls. Townsend, 15 points on the night. 84-78. It's a 6-point game. It's still a 2-possession game. And the free throw is good. Now it is 7. It's a 3-possession game here. Townsend with 16 points. Vikings driving up court quickly. Melvin for 3. Off the front of the rim. Rebound goes to Melvin. He comes up with the rebound. Kicks it back out to Red Howard. Howard driving the paint. The finger roll won't go. Heritage gets the rebound, but Coleman Helgas dribbles it on the end line, so Pacelli gets the ball back. 22.7 left. Pacelli down 85-78. They got to score quick, and they need help here. That's the whole deal. All right, Red Howard will inbound. Inbound is Omari Smith. Smith in the paint, gets the 2. Smith with 10 on the night. 85-80. And Smith with the foul. No, check that. That was Matt Melvin. That's Melvin's 4th. All right. So Heritage is up 5, 85-80. 14.6 seconds left. It's a long shot now for the Vikings to come back. Carter Gates at the line. Hits the first. Gates with 20 points now. That's 86-80. And the second. So Gates hits them both. Lead is back to 7. Vikings call timeout. And let's take a break. You're watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
That's lame. All right, we're back here at the Land. Pacelli trailing 87-80, 14.6 seconds to go. In a desperate situation here, trying to see what they can do. They need a 3, they need a stop, they need a 3, they need a stop. There's not a lot of time and not a lot of room, no room for error. Red Howard inbounding, he can run the baseline. To Melvin. Melvin bring across the timeline, driving to the paint. His shot will not drop. The rebound, he puts it home. 5 seconds remaining. And that, folks, is going to be it. And they inbound it, and that's the game. What a ball game it was. Turned into a heartbreaker for Pacelli. The Vikings see their 8-game winning streak snapped by a final score of 87-82 by Heritage, who's won 9 in a row. There's really no question who to give the Alex Swinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game award to. It's got to be Murphy Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks hit 6 straight, 24 points. Was the catalyst for the Hawks in their comeback victory over the Vikings. Of course, for the Vikings, great performance by Mekhi Williams, 26 points before he fouled out. Matthew Melvin with 21 points. Omari Smith had 10. Michael Rowe with 9 with some great assists, some great dishing off. DeMontez Howard with 10. It's a tough one to lose for the Vikings, but these are 2 of the best teams in the state of Georgia. No question about it, and they went out and showed it. So once again, the final, Heritage 87, Pacelli 82. Now the Vikings will be back in action. They will be back in action they will be back in action on Saturday, tentatively playing at Sandy Creek at 5 o'clock Eastern. The question, of course, will be the weather. I'm not sure I'm putting money on it with the forecast of the ice storms and anything else. There is a possibility. Their next game at home will be next Tuesday when they play host to Calvary Christian at 7:30 Eastern, with the girls' game starting at 6 o'clock. A big region matchup and a chance for the Vikings to get their feet back under them as they stride toward the playoffs. But once again, a great ball game, an amazing performance by both teams. Heritage beating Pacelli 87-82. For producer Chris Gates, I'm Dave Plata. Thank you for watching. You've been watching the Beck Center Game of the Week on Georgia, Alabama Sports Live.